Welcome everybody to the Sunset Flip Wrestling Podcast. You're on for all wrestling, everything wrestling. What's up, Soto? Happy Memorial Day, my boy.
What's up? Happy Memorial Day, my guy.
So, we have our people in the military and whatnot. So, I know you have family here, and I got family on my end. So, first and foremost, shout out to the troops. Salute to you guys. Thank you for doing everything you're doing. 'Cause I don't know about you. For me, I ain't going to no fucking military. What they do to prepare to go to war for us. Yeah, bigger men than I am, because that's not that's not for me. But here we are now. It's been a while. We had a heavy weekend of wrestling.
Yeah, man. We had it just seems like there's wrestling every single day. So it's like Monday Night Raw, Tuesday, NXT, Wednesday, AEW, Thursday, Impact, Friday. You have AEW and SmackDown.
Yeah,
This past Saturday, you had Night of Champions, and then yesterday, NXT Battleground and AEW Double or Nothing. So it was a hectic week.
it was a lot. It was a lot to get a hold of. I know, you were out, I was out doing stuff. By the time we got to get everything situated, it was like, wow, time to run around and scramble and try and figure out what to do, how to get things going. But we're here now, and we had a lot to break down. My only complaint about this weekend, I wish NXT was earlier in the day rather than both.
Yeah,
8 o'clock starts for
they
AEW.
usually do it. Like they usually do it. Usually when NXT runs a show on the same day that AEW does it, NXT does it earlier. Like I would say like around noon or 1 o'clock,
Yeah,
and
like a
then
1 o'clock start.
right, and then you get to AEW, but they both happened at the same time, and it was like I think that was WWE's way to shove it to AEW. Um, since if it's easier to watch NXT because it's just on the Peacock app, but on AEW it's either you have to find a good stream link,
And
or
that's what
you
I
have
tried to
to
do.
yeah, or you have to actually buy it, which is what I did.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, just a lot of great wrestling. I mean, I was looking left and right, left and right, left and right for shows and whatnot. So
Yeah. I will say I wasn't available. I wasn't around for Night of Champions. I was able to watch it. That was a gem.
yeah,
It started off slow, hot, slowed down, and grew back up, and started really well. NXT Battleground was pretty good from start to finish. It was very consistent. AEW same thing. Double or Nothing was a very consistent night of work. So I was like, oh, this is all right. If we get this every 3 months for between AEW versus WWE on a certain weekend, this could be something worthwhile if we're gonna like a good healthy dose a week of nonstop wrestling. So
yeah.
this is pretty good. I'm all for it. I'm all for the back and forth. I'm all for the competition. And even though everybody says we don't compete with nobody, we all know you're lying. Who's the best company out? And it's right now it's back to being neck and neck. So
I don't
let's get
know.
right into it.
I'm not going to answer that, like whether or not which is the better company, because they're both different, and I enjoy the product for both.
Right.
Now I guess at the end I can tell you which event enjoyed the most.
Okay.
But yeah, once we break this down, so we'll get right into it. We'll start off with NXT Battleground, in which the kickoff match was the triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship, in which we saw Wesley defend and retain the North American Championship by defeating Tyler Bate and Joe Gacy.
So I thought Bate had a really good chance of winning this, but but the more I watch, the more I watched, the more I was like, yeah, Wesley's not losing this title anytime soon.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think that opponent has shown up yet. I enjoyed this match because again, it's like different styles, and the fact that they're all, um, the fact that they're all athletic. Joe Gacy is a big guy, but he is athletic for his
Right.
size. Um, and then again, so is Wesley and Tyler Bate, but like to that match, I just love again the blend of different styles with Tyler Bate. He reminds me of a mini Cesaro in terms of strength, like a guy
I can see that.
small in size, but he
Packs a
definitely,
punch.
he has power, and the fact that he was doing a giant swing on Gacy while at the same time, having Wesley on him, like that was very impressive. I mean, listen, everybody did their thing in this match. And again, we keep mentioning that's how you start off uh, an event. A
Right.
match that can set the tone for the rest of the card. And this match was not. It was a fun, exciting match.
Yeah. The opener is always key. Which somebody missed. Welcome, Henry. Welcome to join us. How you doing today? Happy
Good, man.
Memorial Day.
Oh, good. Happy Memorial Day.
So I don't know what are your thoughts of the Wesley retain?
I think I had put on the Twitter account. I thought he honestly would lose because they were trying to give Joe Gacy a direction, but I was wrong, so I corrected myself. But it was a good match. Wesley has been known to be putting on bangers for his matches. He's the longest reigning champion, and he's doing the title service by defending consistently and putting on good matches. So no
Which is all
complaints.
we
With this
care
match.
about. Consistency is everything.
Yeah, and you know what, Wesley, that finisher, that cardiac kick, that's a pretty like creative finisher, and I enjoy it. So Wesley, I think, I don't think the NXT North American Championship has lost any value.
No.
I think Wesley has done a tremendous job being a fighting champion. And I mean, with this win, I believe he has the most successful defenses for that championship. So, credit to him.
Yeah, I think he has. You're right.
It'll be. I give it till next year before we actually end up seeing like, oh, here's somebody who's actually gonna like take out Wesley. It's gonna be a good period of time for we actually see like some kind of relevancy.
Yeah. And what was most important was the crowd was all over this match.
Yeah, and especially from the very beginning. Like,
Yeah.
it
So
was never
once
really
you
wanted.
once you engage with the crowd right off the bat, um, you tend to have them for the whole night, and that's exactly what this match did.
Yeah.
I
No
agree.
complaints.
We move on to the NXT Heritage Cup, in which we saw Noam Dar defeat Dragon Lee. I got to be honest with you, fellas.
I had Dragon Lee all the way.
No, I mean, I was like, all right, I gotta admit, this was like a whole shit show.
It,
In my
it was
opinion.
it was some nasty work being done. I had Dragon Lee win the entire way through. I was like, oh,
I would
really?
have loved for Dragon Lee to win because I feel like he's on the come up, but everybody and their mother decided to come out and help Noam Dar.
His theme song is fire too. Just throwing that out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And the slow mo and everything like that. Yeah, fire.
Yeah. So I feel like this Heritage Cup. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to have it stick around till NXT Europe comes along. But yeah, I feel like they should end this. To be honest with you,
I disagree. I say we let this ride out as far as this can go.
I mean, it's
I don't
kind of
think
still.
it should use them two. It
Yeah.
should be just like you should get more people as well. But if
Well, it's
ends
gonna
up
play.
being
It's
just
gonna
them
play
two,
out
they gotta
fast.
end it.
It's gonna play out fast if there's only them two. It got to be other wrestlers.
Yeah,
You have to. Keep it just them two.
I just to be honest, I just feel like I was confused at what I was watching. It kind of looked like a boxing match, and then fortunately, Dragon Lee's okay because there was one spot in the match I think towards the end where
You took that drop off the side of the
yeah he
side of the
tried
ring.
he tried to do like a rump joke head scissors takedown, and the way he landed, it could have landed real
He
badly.
did the what's it called? What happened with Jungle Boy? Same sort of scenario. Landed very terribly, which could have
Yeah.
gone
I
terribly
was just
terribly wrong.
when you look at the replay, I was just like, Oof, like he just missed an injury by like that much.
I thought he could have got paralyzed, honestly,
Yeah, and
on
it
that one
seems
spot.
like every all party involved, in which we saw Mensa, Lash, Legend, and then Jackson all help Noam Dar. It kind of seems like that's going to be a new stable in NXT.
New
Which I'm
stand.
not opposed to.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. I mean, there's no real clear cut stables
No,
in
not at all.
NXT. I mean, Diamond
Not at
Mine
all.
is there, but then uh, you have others there. But maybe this is a fresh new stable. I don't know. This
We'll see. I mean, it is what it is. This kind of the match was what it was, so you can't really really get mad, be opposed to it. But
Yeah,
pack it up.
all
Wait
I
for the
know,
next one.
all I can say is I wasn't a big fan of the match, and plus the match itself had like some sloppy moments, so
Yeah.
which kind of hurt the value of the match. And yeah, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it, but I was definitely feeling the next match, which was the last man standing match between Dragunov and Dijak.
Yeah.
So so did you think that Dragunov was going to pull it off?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Absolutely, because that's what he is. He's a psycho in the ring.
Yeah.
He is a psycho in the ring. Like all right. First of all, I think out of all the matches, I was looking forward to this match the most, even over the main event. Everything about this match is exactly how I expected because of how crazy Dragunov is and how underappreciated Dijak is as a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then for those who aren't a fan of
We,
Dijak, all you have to look at his, uh, previous years ago, his matches with Keith Lee, and you'll be like, all right, yo, he's really good. He's super talented.
Kind
we
of
It's
like
don't. We
if
don't.
just
you ain't know about him now, you better look up some
yeah,
receipts.
it's just the fact that when he got called up and the way the creative plans surrounded him, it just didn't fit him, which hurt his value.
We don't miss
Um,
T Bar.
yeah, hell no. Don't you ever say that name again?
No, I know. But
But
I just had to throw it out there for those wrestling fans that don't know. He was an
no,
awful gimmick at T Bar, which
mm,
overshadowed everything that he's done prior.
yeah,
But now he's redeeming himself with that. So
yeah. No, like with this match, like if you've seen Dragunov fight, he will put his whole body on the line, and so will Dijak, and that's exactly what happened. Um, when Dragunov did the coast to coast, when he pretty much headbutted Dijak through a table.
yeah,
Well,
Yeah, that was a bit much. I'm not even gonna lie.
like no, this was a hardcore brawl. That's exactly what it was, or a war in which Dragunov came up on top. But
this was a death match without it being a death match. If you catch my drift,
yeah,
they were out
and
there to literally
yo,
trash each other. Period.
and you got to give credit to both guys because of the way they sold each injury, or each spot. Like for example, Dijak, when he repeatedly kept striking Dragunov with the kendo stick, Dragunov's facial expressions, like the cry for like pain and whatnot, and then when Dragunov finished off Dijak, which you saw like Dijak's arm kind of like or hand like twitching, like stuff like that is just real impressive. And this match was, I think, easily the best match of the night.
You think so?
Oh yeah, absolutely. For this event, without question.
Okay. Okay.
We go to some tag team action in which the NXT Tag Team Championships champions Gallus defended and retained against the Creed brothers.
The more I watch Gallus, the more I actually enjoy their matches. Um, I wasn't really a big fan of how this match turned. I think it's time for Gallus to find some bigger fish to take down.
No,
But I don't
I
mind the Creed brothers. Like
I'm
they're
gonna disagree
good.
with you
I
there.
enjoy Julia. I enjoy Brutus. I enjoy Julius. But I don't know. I
I'm gonna
think this is
disagree
just
with you
like
there.
a get me over pay per view match.
gonna disagree with you there, just for a reason that I think this was done to sort of push the Creed brothers to the main roster. I don't think it was more so them winning the tag titles, which I think a lot of fans wanted them to. But I think this is a precursor for a lot of NXT roster moves and a lot of roster shuffling, where I
Mhm.
think we're going to see the likes of rumors have been flying online on Twitter about Ali possibly going down to NXT and getting a good run there since he's been impressive, and other veterans going down to NXT while allowing superstars like Braun Breaker and Roxanne and all of them to go up to the main roster. So I think this is a precursor for them going up and being a tag team up there, which we know Triple H loved tag team wrestling. So what better way to put him up there than have him lose and sort of disappear and appear on the main roster within the next couple weeks.
Okay.
That's my prediction on it. But I think a lot of people are been saying that they think they're going up next, the Creed brothers, which I think they're ready for it. I think they will go out without Ivy, though. That's one thing I will say.
Is there room for them to go up as a tag team?
Yeah, yeah. Because think about
So
it. They'll be. I could see them probably being on realistically SmackDown, since SmackDown's also been talking about adding a third hour. So let's let's throw them up there. So you're gonna get a face. I'm gonna throw a match out there just for both of y'all and see what y'all think. A face team of the Creed brothers versus a soon to be, due to the Dirt Sheets, heel team of the Street Profits.
so if Ivy comes up, then you got Belair. So that works. That works out how. And if that in that case,
She's ready, but I think she needs a little bit more
I think she
of.
needs a little bit of experience down there in NXT.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, you took the words right from me. I think she still needs these. I think she's ready, but she still needs a little bit more experience. I think once she gets some wins under her belt, maybe even a run with a title, I think she'll be up there before you know it. I think they'll maybe show her with them.
And I think it was UB who said that you're becoming a big fan of Gallus. So am I.
yeah,
So am I. The faction as
Yeah,
a whole, they're
I thought
just
they were okay at first, but like the more I watched, I was like, they actually not half bad. So now it's like, yo, they're actually pretty
that's
good.
yeah, no,
that's like Soto's favorite group, Pretty Deadly. So he hated them at first, and now he loves
yeah.
them.
I mean, with Gallus, I followed their work in NXT UK, and you know I like their run over there. And then once they came to NXT here, it just got better. And who knows, like they could be a force down the line in the main roster, all three of them. And I think it's just perfect. As of right now, I wouldn't add any members. Just leave, them the way they are.
I think if we realistically think about it, it could have went either way. Either team could go up because Gallus as a whole is amazing too. But I think they're going to stay down there a little bit more as well to hone their skills and also be a little bit more of a veteran tag team as they've been around a little bit with NXT UK before and everything like that. So, I mean, that's just my opinion, like, again. But either way, it was a very underrated match. And I agree with B that they had no direction, but I get the direction after watching it and seeing all the dirt sheets and everything that's been going on. I
I just feel
get the
like you
direction why
didn't,
they
you
do it.
didn't need to go against Gallus to like solidify their coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like because you gave him the belt, have him some run, then take it away as like a swan song went away. Like Gallus, like if you're gonna make Gallus a staple of the tag team division in NXT, which they are obviously, but you want everybody to know like a confirmation. You want somebody to have somebody that's gonna give them more of a challenge. Not saying that they're not good compared to Gallus, but you want a show-stopping group to push them.
Right.
Like how when the Usos went down a couple of times, the New Day went down a couple of times. You know what? Let's see what the division is like. And all they did was push all the young talent. They didn't have to win. Just go down. We are the best tag team division. Let's see what you guys have. And they pushed every match was a. I won't abuse the term 5-star match, but they got the best out of each tag team in the division, just on the roster itself. And then they left. Then they went back to do their own thing. Like
That's why I think it's good that the veterans
that as well to put a statement on them.
It's good the veterans go down there and do that because it helps the other wrestlers too. So I agree with, like I said before, and I agree with Soto 1,000%. Triple H has done a wonderful job interchanging and booking and everything like that. People are like, oh, it's confusion, but when you think of it as the longer term picture, everything's working out perfectly fine.
Yeah. We move on to the tournament finals for the NXT Women's Championship, in which we saw Tiffany Stratton become the new NXT Women's Champion, picking up the victory over Lyra Valkyria.
Best
Yeah.
moonsault in the game right now. I'm gonna just throw that out there.
Absolutely. All right. I'm not gonna say the best, but it's definitely
top
up
three
there.
and top three, and it's not one or two. It's not three or two.
I don't know, but
I think she lands it effectively a lot more than a lot of other people land it, and it just looks better too.
and the fact that the move is called the prettiest moonsault ever, I'm I'm not opposed to that because the way she does it, it's
the momentum. Think about it. She jumps from one rope to the other one and then goes boom up.
yeah, it's similar to Christopher Daniels.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Christopher Daniels.
Yeah, when he does the best moonsault ever. So, but going to Tiffany's, hers is clean.
That's why I said it's one of the best ones out there because it's just clean. You've never seen it like anytime she's done it. Like even missing it is clean. Like that's insane.
Yeah. And with Valkyria, she's going to be a major player for the women's division. For her to be in the finals, that means they do trust her. So we'll see what's.
I think that was a given match for Tiffany. To be honest, though, I think they played the injury angle well with Lyra, but I think it was pretty much
her
a give
selling
me.
the knee injury.
Yeah, but I think it was pretty much a give me win for.
Right.
Like I'm not taking away from her, but injury wise, yeah, I think that's why they did it.
Yeah, and I think some of us had Tiffany win the tournament. I think
we all did.
I think I was stuck between Tiffany and Cora. I felt like it could have been Cora's time as well, but Tiffany picks up the victory and is your new champ.
Is this a long, lengthy run?
I would say
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Think so. Unless bearing an injury, obviously.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's barring unforeseen circumstances like injury or.
I don't think they're going to go.
Reasons.
Realistically, I don't think they're going to go the heel route. I think right now the next feud is going to be Lyra versus Cora because there's unfinished business there. Whoever this masked person is going to be revealed on Tuesday could be a potential contender for Tiffany, obviously. I don't know about Roxanne. I feel like Roxanne is probably going to be on her way up soon. I just think it's sort of
pull her up now.
God I know, but the promo is still a little not there. But wrestling wise, yeah, A1. But I don't know who else could be here fused for her. Who do we have as faces on the NXT roster that's not injured right now? That's the other question.
There's a lot of there's a lot of injuries. That's
why I said that. Like, who do you like? The only person
I know my personal future Hall of Fame NXT Women's Champ Nikita is gonna be back in a couple months.
Hall of Fame
back. This is only
so
Hall of Fame down.
I'm gonna throw a name out there just for the sake of her being a face. However, she's currently still in a feud. Would be Gigi Dolan because she's currently in a feud with JC. So that's the only face that's out there right now. That's not.
Well, whoever comes back,
injured.
you have what? There's six women out with ACLs?
We know whoever the person in black is not going to be a face. Let's be honest. That's not something the face to do.
See, and that's the thing because most of the women that are injured are face. Nikita Lyons, Sol Roca. Then you have what's her name? Wendy Chu, I think it is.
Wendy Chu, yep.
All I know is Nikita is the first one that's going to be available because her timeline is a lot more soon than anybody else.
Unless you get somebody who's a heel and you turn them face, but I realistically,
yeah, but there's too many good heels in NXT.
And you're not
going to get rid of them yet.
And Lyra and Cora are still in a feud, so you can't technically put Lyra, and then you have Gigi and JC in a feud, so you can't do that. So you got to wait till somebody comes back from injury. Or maybe do like a temporary thing where she fights somebody and it's like best out of 3 and she wins the main ones, which matters, and loses one that does not for the title. That's the only way I see it. I don't think you're going to do a heel versus heel.
No, unless like who's the better wrestler kind of thing. But
you're not going to do Tiffany versus Cora. That's too soon.
Unless you have like the elite of the elite doing it, 2 heels going at it, it's not really that good of a match. Or 2 faces going at it wouldn't be that good of a match.
Yeah, what you said spot on, bro. Like you don't really know. And I don't know if they're gonna are they gonna keep putting Roxanne and feeding her and having her take L's too? Do you want to do that to her character too? Like that's another thing. Like for booking purposes, do you want to keep giving somebody who's over losses like that? Because she's been
But yeah,
losing
you can't
consistently.
change too many. You can lose once or twice in a row, but you can't go like 4 or 5 in a
You
row.
can't keep doing that, no, because that hurts them long term.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that proves that
so
ruins momentum.
to answer your question, Soto, the only person that's active right now would probably be either Roxanne or Gigi. And
Yeah.
Roxanne is I don't really know. I don't think you want to give her another loss. And Gigi's currently in a feud
They
with
might
JC.
they might
So,
want to run it back. Remember, when Lyra and Tiffany Stratton were staring at each other, obviously because they were in the finals.
right.
You saw Roxanne looking from a distance, but then you saw the mask individual come and take out Roxanne. So I can see a program where Roxanne challenges Tiffany, and then at the end the mask individual attacks Roxanne again, costing her the match.
But who do you think the mass if the mass individual does that? Like it has to work storyline purposes. Like is that somebody that's helping Tiffany or somebody that's just helping themselves? Like that's
Who's
interesting
been
too.
off TV that we haven't really
I,
thought about yet?
it has to. Well, to me, my opinion is Blair Davenport.
That's who I've been thinking too, because she was hyped a while ago, and I think she had. I don't correct me if I'm wrong. She had an injury or something else happened with her
I don't know if he
visa.
had injury or visa issues.
I was going to say it was
one of the-
injury or visa, or it could have been both. Correct me. I don't know, but it's
That's the thing now. Like if you have an injury, like I'm gonna push Nikki because she'll be back before anybody else. When it comes to those 6 women that got caught with the ACL injuries, she'll be the first one back. So I say she'll be the first big name back off injury to go and compete. But
yeah.
those
But they're not going to
right
push.
now
They're not going
doing
to push her to the
promos,
moon.
you
They're
can
not going
save
to
up
push her
and
to
do
the
the
moon.
same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, but we don't really know who's going to compete for Tiffany. My guess, honestly, before we move on, I just think it's honestly going to be a quick, either a heel or an underestablished face that's trying to come up as underdog, and they're just going to come up short. That's the only way to keep it going.
And we
Keep
got
it,
the main event in which we saw Carmelo Hayes retain over Braun Breaker.
Another
2
one I see going
things.
up.
This match was not as good as the first one. And 2, the spear that Carmelo took was ridiculous. There was everybody that says wrestling's fake. Go do that spear in real life and see if you can pull. Oh, it wasn't too bad. That hurt me.
That timing for that to get that move off was insane because you gotta be in sync to do that.
Absolutely ridiculous. But the same, but as a whole, I don't think this match. It was a good match. It was a good main event. It was worth it.
I agree with you.
Good.
I feel like
the
their matches haven't been like everybody wants to put it as a 5-star match or like that. Like it's falling flat a little bit some of their matches, and which is crazy to me because these 2 dudes are talented, but I think realistically after this feud, I think Braun is pretty much done on NXT. I think it's time for him to.
I mean, what more is left to do for him? Like Carmelo's gonna have a good 6-month run. 7.
Yeah, you're not gonna have Braun Breaker feud with him and keep feuding with him, and then who's Braun gonna go to next? He's not gonna go for the North American title.
I'll be honest with you. I was surprised by the way Braun Breaker lost. I still had Melo winning, but I thought Melo was gonna win by like a roll up or whatnot because this new Braun Breaker is absolutely great. So him taking a loss the way he did, it hurt him. So I was surprised when like Melo legit got the 3 count and Breaker's all
like I said, I think I think he's going to be on the way up to the main roster.
I think so too. I think so too. So
I think he established himself as a face and a heel. So
yeah, that's going to be the next call up, whether it's on the Raw brand or SmackDown brand. But I'm with you, Henry. I was all right. The way this match was built, it was built perfectly. It had everything you couldn't think of. It had history and
was it their 3rd match or 2nd match?
I think it was their 2nd match.
Okay.
And with this match, it had tons of potential. The first one, in my opinion, it fell flat. In this one, I think it was slightly better than the first one, but it also fell flat. So I was just like, damn, like these guys both of them are super talented, but I don't know, maybe their wrestling styles
I think that's what I was gonna say. The wrestling styles clashed.
Yeah, don't really blend. Now let me tell you something. That spear on Carmelo Hayes was absolutely
Ridiculous.
brutal. I love Braun Breaker's spear because it's just like he like runs all over you. You know,
he sells the spear really good. Like too, Carmelo. Like let's call it what it is. He sold it immaculately, and like B was saying before, people don't understand how they say, "Oh yeah, it's entertainment." Yes, it's entertainment, but just because it's entertainment doesn't mean shit can't happen to people.
Tell me wrestling's fake and go watch that spear again. And let me know if that was fake because that was brutal.
Listen, no, not even that. Not even that spear. Have him watch a GCW match and tell him and see those death matches, all that, say all the pain. Tell him to watch that.
Go watch Paulie Dangerous presents ECW and go give me a Sabu versus Dreamer match.
Yeah,
like it was ridiculous.
It's hard to think about it. It's just good. I mean, for me, yeah, Carmelo is going to have a long, lengthy run.
He needs to just as long as Braun Breaker has it.
Braun Breaker has
had the same thing.
Braun Breaker's done what he needs to do in NXT. It's time for him to go up and prove himself on the main roster.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to say this. I think in the main roster, him and LA Knight need to be pushed to the moon and pushed to the moon. I'm going to throw that out there because he's over. LA Knight.
To the moon, as in
getting like a run with a title. Moon? Well, you got to start
them. As in Cameron Grimes to the moon?
No. Well, yeah, that's actually another name they want to push, but besides, that's another day. They both need a run with some type of title. I'm not saying like the main title, obviously, but give them a run with a mid-card title. Let them elevate that. We all know that we've seen mid-card titles elevated to the higher tier, almost as high as the main championship. So
if John Cena can drop the World Heavyweight Championship and be stuck at 16? And be stuck with 69 Flair, and everybody said he was gonna beat it, and decided to change direction and make the U.S. title the most relevant and the best belt on the roster. I'm most certain that you can get one of these guys a U.S. title belt and let them roll with it, and it would be fantastic.
I would honestly give one title and one the other title. Let him run with it. Realistically, I'm gonna throw this out there. I could see Braun going to Raw and challenging at some point Gunther for the title, and elevating Gunther to the main event scene because we all know that's the rumored feud: Seth Rollins versus Gunther at some point. So he's gonna lose, but at some point, it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be Gunther taking the pin. It could be a triple threat match, and Braun Breaker wins. You still have Gunther looking strong. You haven't been elevated.
Well, you want definitive wins, so you would kind of have to have Gunther lose if it's Braun Breaker.
But you don't have to have him take the pin. You could have him lose, but keep him strong. So you could have him in a feud with both of them, technically, whoever it may be, Braun Breaker and whoever else it may be. And
wouldn't you? But I guess I don't know. I'm trying to think.
And on the SmackDown side,
isn't Gunther already strong as is?
Yeah, but remember, he's strong, correct? But you're talking about is he in that upper echelon yet? Yes. To us, yes. But to casual fans,
says no.
To casual fans, probably
crack his whack.
But casual fans, probably not. So
doesn't matter. Gunther, Walter, Gunther. I don't care what his mother called him. I don't care what Vince called him. Gunther is in the top 5 in WWE right now.
Yeah. So, but he hasn't done like in the main title scene yet. So if you're trying to elevate him, what better way for him to lose the title?
He's in 2 of the top 3 matches of the year. He's got 2 of the 3.
It's gonna happen.
I'm gonna throw out one thing. When any wrestler ever wears white trunks, if for some reason it's just a fucking curse, they lose.
Hey man, listen, it happens. But yeah, like I don't know. You want to make Braun Breaker a staple onto whatever brand he's gonna be on. He has to pin the champ. If it's on Raw, I really would like to see.
But how about pinning him in a non-title match? Then that's still big.
Yeah, that's not that. But what's the point of pinning the champ without the belt?
You make
him earn it.
Gunther likes people to earn it. So think about it. If Braun Breaker went up to the roster, beat Gunther clean in a non-title match, and Gunther said it's a fluke, you can't do it again, and puts his title, and Braun Breaker says, yeah, let's do it. It's time for your title.
I just think it wouldn't make sense because they're 2 top heels.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't. But necessarily, we don't know if Breaker's going to go to the main roster as a heel.
I
If he
think
does,
so. I think
hypothetically.
so.
He might. It's possible, but we don't really know. Like, we don't know. Remember, the booking for NXT is different to booking for the main roster because Sean deals with a lot of that for NXT. Triple H is more of the main, so we don't know what
I think
direction.
I think
Logistically, it makes sense to be a heel.
I just
Correct.
think you can't mess up an opportunity like that. You know,
No.
with Braun Breaker's new character direction because I think it's absolutely perfect. And then the way he went to the ring with the
The mask and all
with
that.
the
Oh, that was
mask and
fire.
the hood,
That was
like
fire.
and his whole entrance, like I was like, yo, this is tough.
Yeah,
Um,
he's putting in another gear, and it's good. He
yeah.
needs that.
Now, all right, so that sums up NXT Battleground, and now we move on to AEW's Double or Nothing, in which in the opening match we saw Orange Cassidy win the Blackjack Battle
Freshly
Royale.
squeezed Orange Cassidy.
The only issue I had with this match was just most of the matches was two things. The crowd killed me.
Well, the
Just
crowd was a problem for AEW the whole night.
and then the attendance. It just like in the beginning, it just looked like there was so many empty spots. Like it was such an eyesore. Like you
Yeah.
trying to pay attention to the match, and you see
You
all these
look
empty
at the
seats.
card. You look at the card that AEW had,
Mhm.
and in my opinion, no fault to their own, but
They had too many matches.
I don't know. No, not even that. I just think it didn't live up to the hype.
But
Good, not great. Could have been a lot better.
Yeah,
I
but
think that's also a problem though too. There is a lot too many matches. I think too.
yeah,
Because you think about it,
They
you can
gotta
focus on
adjust.
long-term feuds.
yeah.
I've told Soda before. We spoke before, Henry. You know how you fix this shit? Stop doing every 3 months. Do it every 6 weeks. You can trim down the matches. Whatever you don't see in the first 6 weeks, and next week you have stuff for later on. Just so much. You have so much prep work, and now you have 3 shows coming on once Collide becomes something.
Well,
It's
they
like
could
you're
take
gonna put 3 shows, and they're gonna wait 3 months.
they
per
could
pay-per-view. You
take
gotta
something
put more.
from. I'm gonna say this: they could take a little bit from WWE when it comes to terms of pushing things out and having the pay-per-views and different things spread out. Because in Battleground, there was a lot of feuds that were not shown, like matches for and different things like that, which will probably be addressed in the next pay-per-view. So something like that would work. You have one feud sort of continue on, have a break, and then go back on for another pay-per-view. You're not pushing it aside, but you're just letting it sort of drag out, which you need. The crowd killed me for this pay-per-view though. I'm not even gonna hold you to it.
I was seeing a mixed bag because I
It
was
pissed
able to
me- it
watch it
pissed
and
me
it
off.
froze. Damn streams.
I was watching it on stream too, yeah. I
Yeah,
watched
no,
I
it
got
on
halfway
three.
through. I
just
tried
watched-
TikTok, got shut down. I tried to do a whole bunch of ways.
I just think with this opening match, they missed an opportunity to crown a new international championship. I feel
They did.
like Orange Cassidy has had a great run,
Yeah.
but I thought it was time for a new champion.
Well, you had a lot of good spots.
And
in that
looking
match.
looking at the
Highlighted.
field, I had two names in mind. I either had Jay White or I had Swerve
way-
Strickland.
What a way to elevate Jay White would that have been to give him that title and to highlight Bullet Club Gold. But that's again, I'm not a booker, but obviously that's my prediction, which should have been done.
Yeah, no,
Where's Jim Cornette when you need him?
and a big name like Jay White to be in the Battle Royal and then get eliminated is like, again,
It's tough.
That booking is, it is tough.
It's killing me.
So other than Jay White, the other name I had was Swerve Strickland, which would have been a perfect option.
Who's still another booking example who still has not feuded with Keith Lee after all these months.
Bro,
makes
it's been
no
so inconsistent.
sense. Yeah, I know. I agree. That's why I am trying to hold back my anger right now for how inconsistent and ridiculous. Will those two finally get a match? Who knows? They might not get a match until I'm 40 and I'll be 35 in a couple weeks. So who knows?
Yeah, no, it's been a hot mess.
There'll be title changes at this rate. The way I took it, I was like, "There's gonna be some title changes at Collision on the opening show." That's only like if you didn't, whoever retained the titles are probably going to be competing on Collision for a belt.
I'm
First
mad
show,
the
you gotta
Collision.
put a statement out there.
the AEW Collision logo looks exactly like the old school WCW logo, and it cracks
That's
me
cool
up.
with me. Ain't no wrong with the old WCW logos.
It cracks me up. They're like, yeah, we're not WCW. Yeah, but you have the same color scheme and everything. It looks exactly like. I'm not hating because I
Because
like
it worked.
WCW back in the day.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. WWE got the
Listen,
same white,
competition
red, and black on their logo for I don't know how long. And they went
competition is
green
good
for
for
a
the
little bit.
business.
Now they're
Competition
back
is good for the
to
business. All I always say.
red, white, and black. So,
But to but to overshadow this match, Soto, I think Orange Cassidy has defended the title enough. I think he should be elevated. He's elevated himself enough where he deserves to go maybe in the TNT title scene at some point and go from
Yeah,
there. I think that'd be the best direction for him and the international title. I think the international title should go to somebody else. I don't know. You had a lot of good spots in the match, like you said. Jay
yeah.
White would have been perfect.
Jay White, Swerve Strickland, even Big Bill.
Yeah,
I mean, any one of those three would have been good for international champion. But they continue to ride the way with Orange Cassidy. Maybe they have bigger plans, a more of a bigger name to take the championship away from Orange Cassidy. So we'll see how
I
that
think
plays.
I think one name to be on the lookout for taking that title from Orange Cassidy would be Roosh.
Yeah, I mean, they have several big names that haven't been properly, or Andrade, but they keep messing around. I mean, hey, we're not part of creative, we're just
Andrade
here.
Andrade's gonna be on his way out at some point. He's going back to WWE.
Yeah, I
He's gonna go
mean,
back with his wife. It's a given.
it's a given. There's a lot of people in that battle royal who I can see jumping back to WWE. Cough, Keith Lee. But anyway, next match on the card was the unsanctioned match between Adam Cole and Chris Jericho. Yeah, what a mess.
I was not a fan of the stop of this match, as I tweeted. It's a unsanctioned match. Like there was a ref stoppage in an unsanctioned match. It just baffled me. And it was just I feel like this feud has been all over the place.
I
And
all
and
right, all right.
anybody knows how Jericho was destroying fireballs in the back.
Yeah, I mean,
And now we have a tag match next week on freaking what's this one?
so
Dynamite.
during
Oh,
during the match we saw Britt Baker come in the ring and attack Jericho with the kendo stick, and then also Saraya tried to get involved, but she also got hit with the kendo stick several times.
are they part of the Jericho Appreciation Society?
No,
Sorry.
they're not. They're not. They're just associated in that way. But I really didn't like the finish. Again, this is another match that had a lot of
I hated the
potential.
finish.
That had potential to help elevate Adam Cole even more, because I mean Adam Cole is a big known name, but um, you know he has been one of the biggest signings for AEW of all time. And when you think of Adam Cole, you think main event. But with injuries and time off, I guess they're trying to slowly build him to that main event.
He's
And
also rusty too. I think
and
he won't
and
wrestle for
not
a
to
while.
Chris Jericho's fault, but it just hasn't panned out. Yes, they had a good story going with the Jericho Appreciation Society, and the Outcasts attacking Britt Baker, giving Adam Cole much more of a motive to to go after Chris Jericho. But uh, the whole involvement with Sabu, seeing Sabu, great, but his involvement random as hell. Um,
Hey man, throw it
I
back to
hope
throwing chairs.
I just I just hope that this leads to the Jericho Appreciation Society and the return of the Undisputed Era. That's where I'm hoping it goes. For those who don't know, Undisputed
I
Era
don't.
was Roderick Strong, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly. Now, the only wild card there, or actually two, is Bobby Fish because he has made comments regarding AEW and AEW wrestlers in the past or recently, and Kyle O'Reilly's health.
And to those who are wondering, yes, Bobby Fish and Soto have had several interactions in real life. Bobby Fish is one of Soto's favorite wrestlers, and this is what Undisputed Era is.
Oh yeah, I met that's right. I met Bobby Fish at the big event. Took a photo of him. I had my Undisputed Era hoodie.
Yeah.
Cool guy.
And he was like, "Yo, Soto, big fan of you." He's like, "Oh my god, thank you."
Yeah, he was like, "Come over here, buddy," and I was just like,
Okay.
cheesing with my Undisputed Era hoodie on. I mean, I have said in the past, it's one of my favorite factions of all time. So
Don't lie, you said it was the greatest of all time. Stand by your words. Go talk, yo.
I was waiting.
Go talk.
I was waiting for B to say, "Yeah, so you said it's the greatest of all time."
No, you said the greatest. Listen, I respect it. I respect the
I
confidence.
was gonna point it out, but I was like, "Nah, B gonna point it out." I know it.
it's fine.
All I'm saying,
I said what I said.
yeah. All I'm saying is 5-on-5 Iron Man match, 10-man tag.
I mean, well, the Jericho Appreciation Society is what, five people?
Correct.
Yeah, 5 people. Yeah, it would be Jake Hager, Garcia, Jericho, I forgot, Daddy Magic, and the other guy. But Undisputed Era would be 4.
Creative player.
Undisputed Era. I mean, obviously they wouldn't be called Undisputed Era. They would be called either Undisputed Elite or Undisputed something. Maybe. So if that happens, then okay, then I'm all for it. But as of right now, yeah, this match
Probably undisputed elite, since they have to. Adam Cole has the ties with Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Undisputed elite. So yeah.
Yeah, so
It'd be a branch of the elite, so sort of like the Gold Bullet Club goes the branch of Bullet Club. So
yeah, the ref stoppage threw me off.
Like that made no I don't know.
Yeah, once they called for the ring and I was for the bell, I was just like,
You don't call. They don't have it. Like it's an unsanctioned match. You don't call a ref stoppage in an unsanctioned match. Like what the fuck?
It was a lot of moving parts.
Like I'm sorry, but it was just terrible.
Again, questionable booking. Then we have the AEW World Tag Team Champions match, FTR versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal. I'm not a fan of Jeff Jarrett anymore. I don't know. It's just like he's there, but he's not there. He's here and he's gone. I think it was just like I brought up with Gallus. It was just okay. Well, FTR got to fight somebody. Okay.
Well, let's get to the highlight for a lot of fans in that match. That was Aubrey Edwards getting hit with the guitar in the head by Kara Jarrett.
A lot of people seem to enjoy that.
Yes, they did.
Giving chair shots.
I had to point that out because that match, like,
crazy.
There were so many things on that on Twitter.
You know what's crazy?
Insane.
That was a weak guitar shot.
Oh yeah, of course.
It broke before.
But she sold it. So she sold it.
Yes, I was just gonna point that out. If you look at
it broke before Impact. They definitely was like, "Nah, loosen up." Listen, we all saw what happened to Beetlejuice that one time backstage, and that wasn't. He didn't hook nothing. He beat the fuck out of Beetlejuice with that guitar. Same energy.
The GIF is online. You see it. Like she's like trying to block it from hitting her, but you see it already breaking before you have Impact, and she sold it.
It was tough. It's just like,
but the fans were. On Twitter and everywhere else, we're happy that happened. It was funny.
That's we can move on. That was only real. The match was okay. That was just the only like real bright spot. Like, hey, someone took a guitar shot.
Yeah,
you know that. Other than that, that's really was about the match. That's all it really was.
Yeah,
nothing really too crazy about it.
Nah.
Yeah. And the guitar shot to Briscoe.
Oh yeah.
So which kind of like shifted everything.
That was a shot.
But again, this match was okay. To be honest, I like the way AEW uses their legends.
They do very well with how they treat everybody,
and the way
they do.
Jeff Jarrett has been even though this has been a random pairing between Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, but Jeff Jarrett even though he's old, he needs to retire, he has been entertaining for the most part. So you got to give credit for AEW on how they book all their legends because
he wants to be an on air talent in WWE, but they said no, so they let him go.
yeah. We move on to the ladder match for the TNT Championship, in which we saw Warlow versus one of the pioneers or masters of the ladder match, Christian Cage. What'd you guys think?
So I was cool with it because you had Christian Cage. You know, it was just by the sheer matter of having everything set up, and it was a way to make Will look good.
Well, Christian, he's at this point where he tries to win match, but he also tries to make other talent look good. So I already saw this as a match to sort of give Wardlow that little rub, and Wardlow didn't disappoint with that swanton bomb off the ladder.
Yeah, it was
Landed
a lot of
perfectly
homage
too.
to people, but when you have ladder matches for, I guess the TNT championship would be the quote unquote IC championship
Yeah.
of AEW. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to have those same kind of matches, and we all know ladder matches and intercontinental titles go hand in hand as epic matches. So it's like it was. I wouldn't call it epic. It was a fun match. It was enjoyable from bell to bell,
Yeah.
and it just gave Warlow more of a more power to him.
I think he gave him a
As for
little bit
Christian,
of
it's
Christian
cool.
rub. I think he gave him the Christian rub too, because Christian always tries to give that little extra push for wrestlers too, and
Yeah, I mean
that's how he
that was
wins his career.
you mentioned that was the highlight of the match, the Swanton Bomb. It was, and let me tell you, for a guy his size, that was a thing of beauty. It
Yes,
was a
I
thing
said,
of
and
beauty.
he landed it perfectly where he didn't get hurt and he didn't hurt the person doing it to that he did it to. So I mean,
Right, but the match itself, I think it sucked. That's
oh
just
yeah,
my opinion. That's just my opinion. They try to get Arn Anderson in there to try to help Warlow, in which when confronted by Luchasaurus, Arn Anderson bit
huh.
Luchasaurus's thumb, and it was bloody
He
afterwards.
broke
Which
skin. Arn Anderson got nothing left on him. You might as well because he would have got the shit kicked out of him.
and then when Cage was going up the ladder trying to retrieve the championship, Warlow jumped to the cage, but the cage broke. So that split, and I think that was a botch moment there. But
I feel like there was a lot of speaking of botch. I feel like just wrestling this weekend in general, there was a lot of botches and everything this weekend. It was one of those weekends that was
I mean,
very weird.
let me rephrase it. I wouldn't say it was a botch because it's like it just snapped. Things
Yeah.
happen. So, and that's not
But either way, I think any some of the matches throughout the night there was some like botches. Like as a wrestling as a whole this weekend, I think there was a lot of botches either way.
yeah.
If you think about it, we go back to Night of Champions, there was quite a bit. NXT Battleground, there was quite a bit, and even Double or None. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like it was just a weird weekend, like I said, for wrestling. Usually, there's not that many botches as there was this
I,
weekend.
I was just gonna say if Warlow were to lose this match, then I had no future. Like I thought Warlow had no future in AEW.
No, his push, he would have been done. Like that would have been it for
I
him.
think he would have been done, and I honestly thought that he would have been probably next to jump ship to wherever, like wherever he.
I think he eventually probably will jump ship. I'm just gonna throw that out there because I heard that he is one name that WWE's in love with apparently.
I mean, he has the look, he has the size. Um, I
Correct.
mean, the mic skills needs a little work, but
You
uh,
can have him. You can have him with somebody that a manager, and
yeah,
he don't got to talk.
I love Paul
Look at
Heyman, right?
but speaking of like having him talk, but look, Paul Heyman's an example, but Brock Lesnar was okay on the mic. He was like a lot of very wooden, but even now, like as he's gotten older in his career, he's gotten a
He's got
lot better.
better, a
That's what
lot.
I'm saying, a
So
lot
so
better.
has Roman Reigns.
Yes, I agree.
You know,
But I'm
so
saying it can
Shout
happen.
out to
So
Paulie Dangerous. Just
yeah,
gotta let it be known.
yeah,
and shout out to Triple H for letting the wrestlers do their own promos now. So shout out to them.
yeah. Um, Then we have the AEW World's Women's Championship match.
Go ahead, Soto. Go Soto.
So I'm gonna go and swap clothes real quick. So fans, let you know that besides the Undisputed Era, there's another person that Soto is a diehard fan of, and by the looks of Soto's face, it's just sheer disgust, sheer pain. First and foremost, shout out to Tony Storm. Shout out to Tony. Well deserved W. You know, the better wrestler won that day. You know. And, you know, it's just
face is
know,
like I'm gonna destroy B when this.
Hey, don't get mad at me because I'm pointing out the truth. Clearly, the winner won. And new.
I'm gonna let Soda go before I get my take. So go ahead, Soda.
Now go ahead. Listen, there's nothing much to say about this match. Bell to bell, another really good match. We have a transition for new champion. So now let's see what the field is going to look for Tony Storm.
I think it's a big shift in women's wrestling in general. I'm just going to throw that out there. Just the amount of change we have seen this weekend with a lot of different things going on. So I'm going to throw that out there. And I think that's going to continue to keep happening. Obviously, Jamie Hayter has injury, so that's why she lost her match. She's still insanely over, and I guarantee when she comes back at some point, she's gonna win it, and she'll probably get the feud in the reign she deserves. So
the worst thing you could do is have a champ that doesn't wrestle. It makes the product bad. It makes the wrestler bad. It makes the title look bad. So you just switch it over, and now you have a fighting champ. Let the former champ get better, get healthy, and run it back later on. Soto's mad, but Soto knows the truth.
Soto, I'm gonna throw this out there for you, Soto. New York Comic Con coming up. You know, they said Jamie Hayter's supposed to go, so maybe by then she'll be champion.
Bro, don't say that, because if he's not champion, he gonna see her like, it was supposed to be you. You were the chosen one. And you know who'll be next to her at Comic Con? Tony Storm. Look at me, Soto. I'm the champ now. That's how it's gonna be. It's what it is. So Soto, say your piece. You know, it was a great run. It was well deserved. She earned it. It's just, you know, time to move on to different to better endeavors for now until we cross this bridge again. If we cross this bridge again.
So, speaking of moving on, the AEW World Trios Championship match, in which
that was petty as hell.
The only reason why he's going is because over the Undisputed Era's other favorite, Malachi Black, did his thing against the Acclaim.
Yeah, so the House of Black defeated the Acclaim and that he asked to retain.
I'm gonna just highlight. I love the Acclaim's entrance where they just. He absolutely
nasty work being done.
He destroyed Buddy Matthews on the
mic. Dominic and Rhea.
I was cracking up. I was like, "Oh shit!" I was dying when I heard that one. I was like, "Oh my god!"
How do you feel about this the open house rules match, like the stipulation?
What, that anybody could challenge?
Well, not only that, but the fact that they dimmed the lights and
it's cool. It's a
cool gimmick.
It's
a gimmick. It's a cool gimmick that you don't really see. Like not talking about Bray Wyatt and everything like that. This is just something completely different. You don't see, like when he had the Fiend. You wrestled in red, but it was just just wrestling in red. It was nothing really crazy behind it. Like this is actually a lot better than I think something like that. So I would definitely keep it going.
Yeah, and we saw the finish where Malachi Black absolutely destroyed Daddy Ass.
I don't think they're going to lose the championship.
Hold on. We don't let it go. Soto say with such vigor and such anger behind that.
That's right.
I'm going to tell you this now. Soto would have sunk the entire episode just now if he had to realize the fact. Had the Acclaim defeat House of Black on top of Jamie Hayter losing, Soto would have broke a TV. That TV. Wait.
Yeah, Soto would have lost.
Harry Potter was all in the bag. Why? Oh no, you don't put the TV.
Soto would have lost his shit if they both lost.
If they both lost, they lost back to back.
Yes. Soda would have lost.
That would have. I was like, oh,
We probably would have
that's
angry.
tough.
We probably would have angry Soda at this podcast.
Yeah,
Soda's face is like, nah. He's like, all right.
Oh,
You're gonna be like, all right,
I know.
moving
Like,
on.
I basically, he was like, finally, yes, that's what I'm talking about. A GB hater.
Yup.
Well, Soda's always been.
I would have pulled up to Jacksonville or to Tony Khan's office. And,
So let's have a conversation. Let's go
What?
outside and talk like men.
What? I would be like, Havana Cadabra, too.
Yo, man, you turned the TV there, bro. Harry Potter was on. I was watching Harry Potter, bro. Like, it's tough, man. What a good watch now.
But
yeah, I mean, it's we knew House of Black would win. Realistically.
Yeah, unless you have like a formidable, trios, like I don't see them losing the trios championship anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't see that either.
We move on for the TBS championship. Taya Valkyrie versus Jade Cargill, in which was one of the more solid matches of the night, in which Jade Cargill defeated Taya to retain.
Mm-hmm.
60-0 was looking really good for a while.
Yeah, 60-0. I was like, oh shit, whatever. She's probably gonna go to 100 at this rate, and then boom, an unexpected return.
60-1.
Yeah. So for those who didn't see it, Chris Statlander returned. Much to pop of the crowd, and challenged Jade Cargill and actually defeated Jade Cargill. So 60-0 becomes 60-1.
So I'm gonna I think that's the way to give Jade some time off, because I think she did say she wanted some time off. That's the rumor, and also
60-0
elevate
60-0 at the end of the day. So
Listen,
time off, that's
elevate her
the way
to
go out.
main title scene. I think that's
All
where
right.
she's gonna be in.
Let me say this real quick. I felt like Jade Cargill was holding that championship hostage. Now, it's not her fault. It's definitely
It's the field.
But maybe I should rephrase that. AEW was keeping that title hostage because it's like, going to 60-1, and yes, that's impressive going 60-0, but it was like there was never a true threat. I never considered Taya Valkyrie a threat. I never considered Athena a threat. So the return of Chris Statlander, yeah, that was a legitimate threat. And what happens? She couldn't overcome.
I knew that was going to happen just because of the comments that Jade made on social media about Statlander. So I had a feeling that was going to happen. Yeah, and when she said that, somebody made a glass is not going to beat me, I already knew. It clicked in my head instantly. Yeah, Statlander's coming back, and she's going to beat her. I just knew it already. And as soon as I saw the result, I was just like, "Yep, exactly how I thought about it."
Yeah, no, and you know what? It's well deserved. If there's somebody who should have defeated, Jade, Statlander was one of the names, you want to have out there.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see how this run comes along. I'm ready to see, how fully healthy and how, quick she moves in the ring, even though we saw a glimpse, but it was a short glimpse. Let's see, what happens with a longer match. So
right.
Definitely looking forward to that.
It was fun. I'm sorry. It was fun while it lasted. 60-0, no matter how people want to dictate, criticize. For Jade Cargill, it's a great start to a career, and probably a feat that probably won't be caught up to for a long time, especially the women's division, until whoever is next being given the keys to the castle the way she was given. So, lay back, enjoy your time off, whatever you're getting now, and prepare for the next move.
She's gonna move up to the main title scene. I think that's the most logical place for her, but I don't think she's gonna be a heel. I think she's gonna be a face. I'm gonna throw that out there.
Whatever it may be, the best of luck to her. It was
Jade.
Great run. Shout out to Jade Cargill.
Yeah, I mean, Jade. I feel like Jade. Obviously, she at her run, she was a heel, but I feel like you can do a face run with Jade. Like listen, she has the look, she has the physique, she has everything going for her. Her in-ring skills has improved, so Yeah, give her little time off and whatnot. She deserves it, and see how they book her on her return.
Well, yeah, Ringside News reported not that long ago, well, a couple hours ago, said that she's taking time off after Double or Nothing, so
There you
that'll give
go.
her time to recharge and probably come back like I predicted. And I've been hearing she's coming back as a face.
I wonder if this allows Chris Statlander to maybe work on Collision,
Could be.
and
That's a possibility.
who might be her first opponent? Maybe Thunder Rosa.
Yeah.
So,
Well, yeah, she hasn't wrestled in a while too. So yeah, that could be
yeah.
a possibility.
We move on to the Fatal 4-Way match for the AEW World Championship, in which MJF wins the Pillars Fatal 4-Way match. I think that was pretty much expected, but there were moments in that match where it could have gone either way. It could have gone either way for all three, the other three wrestlers in the match. I think this was easily the match of the night on the card.
Yes.
I think my favorite spot was each of them doing the finishing move of their mentor.
Yep.
So, MJF used the Crossroads. I think it was Sammy Guevara used the Code Breaker. Darby Allin used the Scorpion Death Drop. And then Jack Perry used the, I think it was the Kill Switch or the, what was it? The Kill Switch?
Something like that.
Yeah. So, just the fact that this match actually went down, I thought it was perfectly executed. Oh, and also shout out to Sammy Guevara, who him and his wife Ty Mello are expecting their first
I saw
child.
that. Yep. Congrats to them
Shout
on
out to
that. I
them.
did see that. Yep.
Yeah,
I saw that.
so
That was also Sammy was this guy. He was on adrenaline that match. You could tell too, just because of the announcement and everything.
yeah,
Like that.
and I think they're kind of, I don't know if they're kind of turning Sammy into a face. So
So have you watched any of you guys watched like the show, like the behind the scenes one?
yes.
I know I saw a thing where it says they saw an episode where they talked about themselves ruining their characters by revealing their their relationship and letting it translate on their screen. So I wonder if they're sort of turning them, I agree, face to sort of reinvent themselves and get themselves back where they were before everything happened.
Yeah.
I think that's a logical way. Well, now the definitely people won't be negative towards them, obviously, with that whole announcement or whatnot.
So it's going to be interesting. Who do you think is next in line for MJF? Because in the media scrum, he said, "I'm getting bored," referring to himself being champ, and kind of insinuating to tell AEW officials to get more competition for him.
Listen, his Tony Khan's expressions during that scrum were absolutely hilarious.
So
he looked like appalled and everything.
In AEW on the roster, they got to decide who do they want to make a push for. You have plenty of guys to do that.
I know one name.
I just pick one and throw them in there. All those guys are world champion caliber wrestlers. How would you guys feel if Keith Lee had a shot?
Unless if there was a story build up, maybe. But
I mean, exactly.
You have 3 months. There's no way you can't fuck up 3 months.
You're right, but it's just like they already fucked up Keith Lee.
His character is already destroyed.
So you could correct that by getting a run in him.
I think it would take longer than 3 months to correct Keith Lee's character. I think that had to be like a long term, 6 months to a year.
Okay, who else? Where else would you go?
I know one direction you might go. Again, CM Punk.
Why not?
I know. I was waiting.
Who says from a and anybody cares about money from a money standpoint? Who says no?
Well, he's under contract, so they're not going to say no. But
there you go.
And it's up to MJF.
I would say
I don't think MJF will not work with him. I think MJF is fine.
You just have to go and decide which one you want to have and work with it.
I'll be honest with you. Not that I would, book it that way, but I wouldn't. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if they booked a storyline between MJF and Sting.
That was teased.
And here's why. It was
I wouldn't mind that.
it was teased, and this is rumored to be Sting's final run because he plans to retire later this year. I,
Do you give Sting a belt?
no,
So
Nostalgia purposes, yes, everybody wanted. But if you're realistically trying to book a long term like star in the company, no,
yeah,
you keep it on MJF at all costs. And my thing is, yeah, they did this whole four pillars thing and whatnot. Fine, the four pillars, three of the pillars came up short. Let's keep them in the hunt, but let's establish some new people in there too that haven't faced MJF and are going to be white hot at that point. So that's another direction they can go too. So
you have. Let's have the conversation in a month.
There's Adam Cole,
yeah.
Jay White.
I was thinking about Adam Cole, but he's in this program with Jericho, which I think is going to last till the next pay per view event. So
Jay White
that's
is
why
another name.
Jay White, it is, but he's in that stupid feud with Starks, which makes absolutely no sense.
I'm gonna throw a name out there that we haven't heard in that run yet. Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe is an interesting one.
And he's still filming Twisted Metal, so you got to see how that.
But
how that
Samoa
pans out.
Joe, it's like they're using him in Ring of Honor mostly, unless they want to like do something and put Samoa Joe on Collision, but I doubt it because he's going to be working Ring of Honor.
I think Samoa Joe needs to go back to that heel he was when he was in WWE. He was just white hot with everything he said on the mic and everything he did. If he went back to that heel was one of his best heel work in a while when he did that.
Why not Claudio?
But
you can Claudio. Claudio's another one.
No, but you need a true face. You need a true face that the fans get behind of against MJF. To be honest with you,
Edgar Soto.
Yo, where do I sign?
Here's the question though. We know we have Jungle Boy Jack Perry. We have Darby Allin, right? And we have a potentially face Sammy Guevara. They all come up short and have wrestled him before. Who is new out there that somebody he hasn't really interacted with that's a face on the roster? That's the question we got to really ask ourselves right now. And that's not. There's not many names.
We get back to this in about a month. Then you'll kind of get like a small picture because nothing. It just ended. Like it was just yesterday. So it's like, all right. Well,
there's one name that I could think of, but he's going to be involved in another storyline. But I'll let Soto get to our next match on the card.
And before I do that, I'm just gonna say, this again, just doubling down that this match was the best match on the night. So many near falls, which again had the crowd engaged in it. Darby Allin almost picked up the victory by doing the headlock takeover, but it was broken up by Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy even had his opportunity in which it was kind of like teased of him using the championship belt on Allen, but he backed out last minute.
Anybody laugh at MJF screaming for 17 seconds straight with any move that was done to him? He just kept yelling or saying random thing. That was absolute comic gold.
And then with what's that I picked up on that's real interesting. The last two major matches that MJF has had, right?
Mm-hmm.
He beat Bryan Danielson with his own move, and now he beats Darby Allin with his own move. So I think we should just keep an eye out on that because maybe that might be a trend going forward. Since obviously everybody knows he's wrestling's a-hole, so. You just gotta.
He's not wrestling. He is wrestling's biggest a-hole. Let's put it like that. Number one. Yeah. He's in a league of his own in assholism. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, and then obviously the tributes to legends. Guevara. With the frog splash tribute to Eddie Guerrero, and then MJF. With the. Blonde bombshell powerbomb tribute to Chris Candido. So it's like This match was very well put together, and yeah, easily best match of the night.
They're doing
And
something with
now we
Chris
move
Chris
to the
Canio
main
soon
event.
Yeah.
too.
Then we have the main event, which was the Anarchy in the Arena. The BCC defeated the Elite. Um, yeah, I'm gonna let you guys take over.
Shout out to Hangman. Shout out to Omega. Shout out to the Elite for a good, enjoyable match. But I think now, based on how this turned out being, um, we are now at the point where the Blackpool Combat Club is now the lead faction in AEW. I just
Okay.
it just looks
Okay.
like
Um,
it
I,
looks
I
like
don't
it's it. It's time for a new group
I
to show up and
don't
shine. And now this is
know.
like I don't call it the passing of the torch, but it's like an opportunity for them to like take over now.
Well, they got Takashita now, so that's a
Yeah. So, oh wait,
and
was that me who said that Takeshita would turn on the Elite? Oh,
I
okay.
was waiting for that the first
What
thing, and so
was
the other
it?
name.
Was it me, the one who said that Ibushi is coming and joining the Elite?
Soto Ibushi is the name that I was going to say previously for the last match would be another good name to go against MJF at some point.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, absolutely. Even the before the match started, I said I see a number of scenarios and other possibilities that might go down throughout this match. I said either the Dark Order causes the Elite the match. That was one. I said either Takeshita turns on the Elite and aligns himself with BCC, which happened. I also said Ibushi might appear, which for a slight second I thought it might have happened, but I guess
He's
they're
coming.
waiting.
He's coming for Forbidden Door,
Yeah,
guaranteed.
100% he's coming to AEW,
Which
but
I can't wait for Forbidden Door because I think there's going to be a lot of debuts that day for both for
yeah,
AEW and New Japan as a whole. It's going to be a good day.
yeah. This match though, it had a lot of pretty cool spots. You know, you had Matt Jackson super kicking Moxley, which was an explosive super kick. Then the Blackpool Combat Club putting kind of like removing Matt Jackson's foot and putting his foot on a pile of thumbtacks, which was really brutal. Then
Oh,
Nick Jackson,
I just got
yeah,
cringe just thought of it.
yeah, Nick Jackson's face also went through the thumbtacks after what was it, like a cutter or RKO.
Yeah,
Then you had Cesaro do a pile driver on the back of a pickup truck on Matt Jackson. Like it was cool. Like they had some brutal stuff, but at the same time, like there was something that kind of like threw me off, and it was like the beginning, right? The song going on, right? And I was the song of Wild Thing, and I'm like, all right, cool. When is it gonna end? It was just throwing me off, and then also the different camera shots. I mean, yes, I know it's Anarchy in the Arena, but it just like threw me off.
they learned from Kevin Dunn.
Yeah, yeah, but
What is
this
it? What was that? 50, it was what 52 camera changes in what 38 seconds. Somebody
I
said something.
I don't know.
It was some craziness.
I don't know, but all I know is the match itself. It was Anarchy, so kudos
Anarchy.
kudos to all guys, all participants in the match, and I like the fact that it was Wheeler Yuta who picked up the victory, because in every faction, there's a weak link, and in that faction, it is Wheeler Yuta. So Wheeler Yuta to pick up the victory there, it's big. So going
Yeah,
forward, hopefully he gets more of a bigger push. Um, but yeah, of course, the end where we saw Takeshita appear from out of nowhere and take out Omega definitely sets up for Ibushi making his All Elite Wrestling debut.
yeah, I agree.
So if the next event is Blood and Guts, we're looking at the match right there. It'll be the BCC with Takeshita against, I guess you want to call them the Golden Elite.
The Golden Elite. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it was good, loving, enjoyable match. I think MJF should have won off. The four post match should have been the main event, but I'm not opposed to how this panned out being the main event.
Yeah.
Oh, MJF again in his scrum was funny when he said, I didn't want Moxley's blood all over me." So I mean, I get it. I mean, it was the match served its purpose. There were some crazy spots in there. I think there was another one too, Soto, that was pretty gruesome. Besides the thumbtacks to the foot, I forget which one it was off the top of my head. Maybe my brain is just blocking it out because it was gruesome.
I mean, they used barbed wire. They used.
They use everything.
I mean, yeah, it was anarchy. So they used every single thing.
Yep.
So,
but the thumbtacks was really the focal point because it was Matt Jackson's foot, Nick Jackson's face. Like I think
I would be sick as hell.
I think at even one point where Bryan Danielson hit the running knee to Hangman when he fell, his hand landed on the thumbtacks.
Yep.
Absolute chaos. But that's what main event's supposed to be. So if you were to give NXT Battlegrounds a grade, what would you give it? A good B.
Yeah, it's a solid B.
Yeah,
it's a solid B. Yeah.
Okay. And then if we would go with AEW?
AEW it's different because I kind of expected more. So I'm having said that, it's between C plus C and B minus.
Okay.
I'd probably say C plus too. I'll take
the high roll and B. I'll be different. Take the B minus here.
I think for me C plus just because of the crowd for me.
But all I gotta say is just like as we wrap up this episode of the Sunset Flip Wrestling Podcast, another great weekend of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get enough, but please take some more time here. Oh, the link tree is up, and here we go. For anybody here watching live, click on that link right there. That right there will take you to everything you need for us, by us, to check us out on our podcast. If you want to tune in and check us out, we are live on Twitter. All you gotta do is hit that link or boom, boom, boom. Sunset Flip WP. That's our Twitter, TikTok, Sunset Flip Wrestling Podcast. Instagram, sfw.podcast. Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. We're all over the place. See that link right there? All of them.
Discord is there.
All of them.
And the Discord will be up pretty soon. So everybody want information, please have no fear. Just message us. And
also our email too is there too at the end.
Don't email as well. Click that top. Click me. Here we go. Boom. Just like that. So if you guys want any information on getting onto our Discord, please let us know. We have a community of wrestling just for you guys to enjoy. Nothing but polls, regular community chat, whatever you need, we got it. So if you want to check us out on our stream platforms to listen, you can check us out on Apple, Spotify, Google, Radio Public, anywhere you can get Pocket Cast. I don't know, we're on so many, and that's the good thing for us because we give you guys all the access you need. All you need to take care of us. For us to take care of you, I should say. If you want to check us out anytime, you can hit any of the links between Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We are ready for you guys. And show some love, pop out, and say it was good. We'll have the Discord up in a little bit. You guys on Twitch, you guys on wherever you need. You got it. So that'll do it for us on today's episode. Like I said, happy Memorial Day to you guys once again. Those who have friends and family in the military, we salute you guys. Thank you for everything you guys have done for us and continue to do so.
Absolutely.
You guys do does not go unnoticed. And if we need to repeat you guys again, we will. Thank you for your service. We appreciate every bit of it. So I'm gonna do my little military thing about shoot some Call of Duty for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Get some Warzone dubs before I make moves to these late barbecues and try to steal some plates of food. What do you guys have going the rest of the day?
Watching Monday Night Raw.
Yep, I'm just gonna be relaxing.
Watching Monday Night Raw, in which they already teased and it's rumored that a former NXT champion will be making an appearance. So tune in.
Barbreaker.
I think it's Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh, it'll be Ciampa.
Oh yes,
Triple
rumored
H's guy
feud.
is finally back.
The rumor feud for the summer is going to be KO and Sami Zayn versus DIY. That is the rumored feud.
Yep, I'm here for it.
So, all right, fellas, y'all do your thing. I'll do mine. I'll catch y'all later.
Later.